What's up, everybody? Here we go. Happy Thursday. My name is Rocky Ballesteros. Just decided to kick in an extra stream here. Not an extra stream. First stream of this week. But actually do my stream today because yesterday I wasn't able to get to it. On Wednesday, I was doing a lot of side stuff, shenanigans. You might notice a little bit. You probably don't see so much in this background. You'll notice it next time I stream from my other side of this office. And for those of you who know my stream, I've got two setups. One here today, my drawing setup where I like to live stream drawing comic stuff. On the other side, I have my stream where I review comics that I pick up on Wednesdays. Two sides of my office. But yeah, I did some rearranging. One, because, man, I am running out of shelf space. Embarrassed to say that. And so I got another shelf from another part of our house that wasn't being used. Another bookshelf, which is awesome. So I had to swap out where one of my other shelves were in place of this larger bookcase, which gives me a little bit more room to expand out. When you stack your books like this, vertically, that's great. But then when you find you have to start stacking them like this on top of the vertical, then you realize you're running out of shelf. When you start creating makeshift shelves that don't exist to shelve the other books, then you're in for a problem. So that's kind of the situation I was at. Too many comics, honestly. Too many large books. So anyway, I've been doing some rearranging in the office. And also, I don't know if you guys are aware, Amazon Prime sales are going on right now. So there's actually a lot of great deals that you can get. Specifically like tech deals. There's some great discounts that are happening during Amazon Prime days. And so usually when I get the notification that it's about to drop, I'll go and start digging. I'll be watching YouTube videos of what people recommend that are out there. So there've been some awesome things that have been on sale. One of which is like lighting, like this kind of lighting has been on sale. So I'm trying out a couple bit more different lighting options. Nothing too crazy. There is a piece of equipment that I'm going to try out. Thank goodness for Amazon's 30-day return policy. But I'm going to try it out because it dropped considerably in price. It's a good deal. And it could affect stuff that I do on this channel, which is pretty awesome. Like, I don't invest that much in tech. For those of you who know, I just kind of Jimmy rig all the old... who is Jimmy and what is his rig? I Jimmy rig all my like old tech, old iPhones, old cameras to try and make it work for stream. And we do okay. But every now and then I like to treat myself and to buy an actual piece of new equipment. So I did buy something like that, which I won't say because I still got to test it out and see if I like it and but could change what kind of content I produce for this channel, which is pretty awesome. So I'm excited about that. So I've just been rearranging stuff. One of the things that I rearranged, I don't think Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 is here in chat right now. But funny enough, he mentioned in one of the comments when I posted that I wasn't streaming yesterday because of rearranging my office, he said, "Don't move Mr. Blinky Light," which... that's Mr. Blinky Light right there on my printer. And he did move. He is now on this side of my office. So hello, Mr. Blinky Printer Light. He's there. He didn't go away. He just moved. Some shelving moved over. Some lighting moved over. Stuff like that. So anyway, that's why I didn't get to stream yesterday. And also nothing super significant came out this week in comics that I picked up. There was something actually that significant that did come out, but I didn't buy it, which was the John Byrne Elsewhen book. A lot of people have been talking about it. It was the buzz at the comic book stores. I went to 2 stores yesterday, and there was a lot of chatter around it. I got to flip through it, and I was this close to buying it, but then It's a little pricey. It's like about $40 for a thick hardbound. Not bad. It's a well put together format. But when I was looking through it, so I've been exposed to John Byrne's Elsewhen series. If you don't know, it's basically fan fiction he wrote about the Uncanny X-Men, the stories he would have told after he left his amazing run on like the Dark Phoenix saga and all that. He had falling out with Marvel, but he wrote the story that he would have loved to have done after that point and turned it into kind of fan fiction. He posted it on his own blog on his website and released it, just like he actually penciled all these issues for it, and his fans went bananas. There had been bootlegs. People like downloaded the images. They're just pencils and like produced their own like like bootlegged books and kind of passed them around, and they've like made their rounds. Some people mentioned, like I think Frank at Amazing Fantasy said he had some copies. Somebody put it together like on their own, like not officially. And then I think just the fan swell and John Byrne with the career that he has, all of a sudden they got permission to actually print this as an actual series. And so John Byrne, they went through that whole production process. It took a couple of years, and they actually found, like, one of the editors found this guy, I think online, to ink the series, because it was just pencils that John Byrne did. And then they colored it and they printed it out, and now it's volume 1 is out. I think there's going to be 3 volumes of that are going to come out eventually. So anyway, first volume came out. I looked at it and I'm like, it's cool, but I actually just liked his pencils better. No shade to the inker, but it wasn't up to snuff of like Terry Austin's inks, his classic inks on John Byrne's pencils. So I decided not to bite the bullet and buy it. I might regret that in the future. Yeah, I might be regretting that right now. But the awesome thing is, and kind of tied to this stream, is like one of the master studies I did was of John Byrne's page from that fan fiction. And I inked a page that wasn't inked before. I just inked off of the pencils that I downloaded from his blog. And let me pull that out. I actually don't have that hanging on my wall, but let me pull that out just to show you guys. So it was one of the master studies that I did for this channel, which is awesome. So it's awesome that now it's in print, and I flipped through the first volume. Maybe if in the first volume I saw this page that I had done, dang it. Turn off there. Maybe if you guys remember this page. So I did a master study where I reproduced, well, actually, no, for this one, I didn't reproduce. I just took John Byrne's pencils, blew them up to size, and then just inked over them. And I love the way it turned out, actually. It's really cool. So if I had seen this page, I think if I had seen this page in that first volume, that might have tipped me over the edge to buy it. But I think this is in from Elsewhen number 17. So I think the first volume probably was maybe the first 10 issues, 12 issues or something like that. So yeah, it wasn't included there, unfortunately. But that's okay. That's okay. So yeah, go get it if you're interested. I think some other people have been streaming about the book. They've done flip throughs on the book. So take a look at it, check it out. Because if you're a fan of John Byrne, as I am, and you're a fan of that era of the X-Men, it's a continuation of that. And it's really cool that it actually got produced again. Let me say hello to the chat. This is a different time for streaming, so who knows who's going to show up. But Thank goodness for this guy, Cranberry Langers.
This is a cranberry full of power.
Thank you so much, Cranberry, for being here, for being part of this channel, a member of this channel, not only subscribed, but a member of this channel for 9 months, I believe, Cranberry Langers. That's awesome. I am drawing things. We're going to get a couple hours in, I think, probably on this Doctor Doom Master Study by Jack Kirby that I'm doing today. I really want to just keep the ball rolling on this, and we made good progress last time, and so yeah, I just want to keep it going. Because I didn't stream yesterday, I thought, oh, and then, you know, comics were a little bit thin yesterday. I thought, oh, well, let's just replace it with a Master Study stream. So that's what we're doing. Mo Biggs, how you doing, Mo Biggs?
Better known as Mo, Big wasn't always the confident voice we hear today.
So Mo, I've got some great information from you. I don't know if you keep up with you probably do keep up with the trades. Oh, I've got two bits of news for you guys. That'll just send you off on a tizzy in the chat. But let me catch up first before I get too far behind, and then we will see. Let's see. Cranberry jamming out to the music. Oh yeah, so I showed the clip of Cartoon Art Museum. That is part of the news that I will be bringing up today. You ended the song and Cran had only hit 22 skidoo. Cranberry Landers see a yellow light. A yellow light. This light? So I'm trying out this light here. It might move. I had a different light here. This one is a higher model, and it can do a little bit more fancy things. I don't know if I'm going to keep it yet. It's also depending on like the size of how these things fit in my room. But that's the beauty of Amazon and their 30-day return, is you can try a few things out. Looks like that one shelf could fit another rack of books if you weren't saving room for an imaginary fireplace. Okay, so I've got more space here. I definitely, when you guys see my other setup next stream, I've got more space there, which I'm really excited about. And then this was kind of my printer table that was behind my head in my other setup. And so it moved over here to make space for the taller bookcase where it used to be. The only thing is I'm missing, you guys will see from the other angle, I'm missing a spot for my toys. I used to put my toys on top of here, but then they would block these images. These are all the things I was wrestling with yesterday. So really important stuff as far as the life of this channel. Kren says, I often have music going on in my head in the background. So do I. Running out of shelf space. Yeah, that's the problem with this kind of collector mentality, and especially collecting physical medium. You quickly run out of space. Jimmy must be Jerry's cousin. Jerry Rig? Jimmy Rig? Maybe. I've never heard it described as Jimmy Rig. Jimmy Rig sounds like a 1930s Chicago Democratic machine politician. What do you call it then? Jimmy Rig, like when you... I know that's a term, but I could be wrong. Most definitely I could be wrong. Jimmy rigged is a colloquial phrase used to describe a makeshift or temporary repair made with whatever materials are on hand. Generally understood as an evolution of the older related terms jury-rigged and jerry-rigged. There you go. Cran was on it, man. Jerry-rigged. 1700s was jury-rigging. That was where the term jury-rigging was. So yeah, Jimmy Rig is a term, but he must be Jerry's cousin, just like you said. Or Jury's cousin. I don't know. I'm going to guess a light box? No light box. No light box here. John Byrne missed out on a sale by not putting absolute in front of the title. I have another bit of news for you that you're just going to love, Mo Biggs. Rose on Third is here. I'm early, Lindsay Rose says.
Roses are red. Violets are blue.
Am I early for the day? Yes, definitely. Definitely. But I got a couple hours in here that I got to fit. Because I don't have time to push this super late. Well, otherwise, I was considering doing a late night stream last night, but I was too tired after I like shifted stuff around. That's the other thing when you have physical media and then you move it around. Man, it's heavy to like unload all the books and shift them around. All these dang absolute editions, or not absolute editions, artist editions over here. Super heavy to like shift around. Always dropping out of my foot. It's really a mess. Jimmy sounds to me like a 30s newspaper Jimmy and Jimmy Rag. 90s, a 30s newspaper copy boy or gangster. That's right. You're not gonna get me, copper. I'm gonna Jimmy rig it. Rig it, Jimmy. Something. Timmy Mello. What's up, Timmy Mello?
And the Guardians are headed to October.
Probably only be around for an hour today. No problem. I will probably only be able to stream for a couple. No 3-4 hour shenanigans today. Timmy Mello, also faithful subscriber and member here. I believe 9 months as well, Timmy Mello. Thank you so much for your support. I need to come up with that's my next thing on my list. I need to come up with a member. I mean, most of you guys all, as mods, mod squad, have your audio bites. But now for the members, we need to come up with something extra, a little something extra for the members. Hey? I'm eating popcorn, sorry, because I'm skipping my lunch to stream. Hi, Jake G583. Jake G. What's up, Jake G5883? Love the lighting setup. Thank you so much. Lighting makes a huge difference. And it's not just these lights, it's like the lights on me too, and trying to like separate that makes a huge difference. But thank you. I love it. Even when I'm not streaming, when I have all these like silly LED lights with different colors kind of at night, and I'm just like in my office, it's really cool. It's very moody. So I like it. But welcome, Jake5883, Jake G5883. Great seeing you here. Let's see. Rose on 30 says, I'll be AFK for a while. AFK. Oh man, where's John where we need him? AFK. Meaning. Away from keyboard. Okay, no problem. No problem. All right. Everybody's saying hello. It all makes sense now. Rocky is boycotting X-Men because he wasn't hired as the inker after. Maybe that was it. I think subconsciously, probably. I looked at the guy's inks and I was like, I could have done that. No, the guy did great. I mean, he did great as far as like, I think he was just discovered and then they just gave him the job. I heard that Terry Austin, one of John Byrne's best inkers, that duo, in my opinion, is like peak comics. I think Terry Austin retired is what I heard, like around the 2017 or something like that, which is a shame because nobody could ink John Byrne like Terry Austin. Actually, not nobody, but Terry Austin was the best. There was another inker by the name of Bob Wyachek who was really good with John Byrne. Oh. I do like the little points of light, the shifting colored ones. Yes. Fancy, right? Fancy. Okay, now I'm AFK. Good thing I know what that means now. Very busy watching a comic book movie review. Very busy. Art and Times of Jay Ryan. Wait, you didn't get John Byrne's X-Men elsewhere? I know, right?
It's actually a really good sculpt.
That's right. That's why I was like, I know somebody just talked about this. Art and Times of Jay Ryan. Go check out his channel. Subscribe to Art and Times of Jay Ryan. I believe he just did a review on John Byrne's X-Men. I didn't, dude. Like I said, I might regret it. I might regret it, but yeah. And I think also part of it, I think a big part of it, as I'm rearranging my office and moving books around, I was like, it's going to be another book on my shelf that I'm already like struggling to make space. Just celebrated a couple of like big events in our family, and so I did spend some money on that, and so like my wallet's a little tighter at this time of year. All those factors went into it. Jay is so upset at you skipping elsewhere he can barely type. I'm discombobulated. Who's Bob? What? Why is he into disco? Jerry rig. Oh, I get it. Jerry rig. I can get how that comes from jury rig. There is another Jerry Jimbo Rigger. Yeah, comics are heavy. Lighting is a pain. It is. Thank you, Mo. I'm slow. Almost found Karen. I thought we need the Gorillas figures back. Twin Snake Jake. They're here, dude. Or I'm assuming dude. They're here. They're right out of frame. So they're right here. They're in frame to my other setup. Again, come join me next stream. Next time you see a My Wednesday comic stream notifying you that it's going to go live, come join us and you'll see the other side of the... I wish I could show you guys. But yeah, you'll see the other side of it. And then I'm also thinking like maybe this gives me opportunity to put different toys here. Because I do have a lot of toys in storage that I could, that are make great display toys. Haven't been able to use them. So maybe. We'll see. I'm still playing around with it. But I love that you noticed that that you appreciated the Gorillas figures. I feel like I'm typing in the future. That's how it is here. That's how it is here. I know. I almost didn't mention it. That I didn't pick that up. But I'm going to go watch your review, Art and Times of Jay Ryan. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just saw that you were doing it, I think last night, right? So I'm going to go back and watch it. Maybe it'll make me switch. Is this the same Jake from earlier, Twin Snake Jake? It is I. Oh. Switched your name. Oh, okay, got it. Oh, that's why the profile picture looked the same. Nice. Yes, Noodle. Do I really have cool toys? Cooler toys than the Gorillas vinyls? I do have some pretty cool toys. These are... I love that you guys are asking. All right. These are hard to find now. These were the first gen for these vinyl Gorillas toys. I have the second gen that Kid Robot produced. They're smaller. They're not the soft, like, original vinyl. They're a little bit harder. And they're still in their packaging. I actually didn't pull those out of their packaging because I figured I might sell those. But these guys are so cool to show. I love this kind of vinyl. It was amazing. And it was so huge in the like early 2000s, that whole vinyl toy market. And I'm so like, you guys know Mondo Shop? They sell a lot of toys in that kind of vein. I was so tempted to pick up. I mean, they keep producing like such cool versions. I was so tempted to pick up like the Juggernaut they did, which was pretty big. I think they released a Doctor Doom recently that looked really cool. So it's tough. But I got to save my money for comics. Good news, guys. GameStop is saved. They just announced their new price stickers will be easier to peel off. In related news, GameStop still exists. Art and Times of Jay Ryan says, I have a few Gorillas art books. I should do a video on them. You should. Do you have the Jamie Hewlett book? That one's really good. Just on Jamie Hewlett, the creator of Gorillas. Oh, check out this figure. Sorry, now I'm thinking of toys. Screw comics. This is a really cool... Let me get my ears in. This is a really cool Sin City toy. I believe the Hong Kong artist, his name was Eric So, and he did a whole bunch of stuff in the vinyl market, but he produced this limited edition Marv from Sin City. Love this. I love his style. And these little like bandages or like stickers you could put on, like place them wherever. And then if you take off his cloak, it's this one piece. It's a little hard to take off. I don't want to do it. I figure I'm going to break this onto it. But anyway, they have like a little chain there. It's cool. It's a great figure. And it's in black and white. But yeah, maybe because I shifted my shelving around, I might have space for additional toys and whatnot. That would be awesome. Twin Snake Jake says, if you're ever interested in selling, let me know. All right, noted, Twin Snake Jake. I don't know if I'll let go of those original figures. They're pretty awesome, but I will let you know. Admittedly, the old stickers were a nuisance, but at this point, just seems like putting a Band-Aid on the Titanic. GameStop. I like this. My streams get derailed like this all the time. Well, you talk more about toys too, way more than I do. And I love the toy stuff. Like, you're more of a toy aficionado than I am. So it's fun. Like, toys. I think toys are even, if there's anything harder than comics as far as storage space, it's toys. And I had to quickly put a cap on that. Once I used to have a studio that I would go to, like, you know, working studio with employees and, you know, space. And so that was my closet for my toys, pretty much. I could display them everywhere. Now that my predominant work area is at home, it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder to find that space. Yeah, it's awesome, right? Art and Times J. Ryan says, I have a vinyl vehicle Voltron. Nice. Oh, the vehicle Voltron. That is awesome. I actually have the... I don't think it would take me too long to get it, but I have the toys of the vehicle Voltron, the original toys, the like plastic ones. That one's awesome. They should make an absolute Gorillas comic in CalArt style. That doesn't sound like a very positive statement. Okay, let me share a little bit of news with you guys here. See, I caught up on chat, not too bad. Okay, let me share a couple bits of news. Not that I'm like a news site, but they're pertinent to this channel. All right. First bit of news. So the trailer that I showed at the beginning of this stream is from the Cartoon Art Museum, which is an awesome thing to have in the city. It's a museum near the water, beautiful location dedicated towards comic art. They have rotating exhibits, they have permanent exhibits and whatnot. But this just came out in the news. Oh, so I did that trailer. I went and visited it, filmed in there and did a trailer there just because I love to promote comic related stuff on this channel. But this little bit of information came out in the news. Check this out. Prominent Bay Area cartoonist reportedly hid camera in bathroom during a party. Ay, ay, ay. So this guy who was like one of the, I don't know if he was the president or the executive director, something like that. Very high up position at the Cartoon Art Museum. He was arrested in Berkeley because he apparently, and it's not an alleged thing, it's like he basically admitted to it, but he hid his phone videotaping people at a birthday party in his home in the bathroom. It's just, come on. I'm like, can I ever play that trailer again? But I justify it by saying, you know, has nothing to do with the museum. The guy made his own choices, but really bad choices. Where did he say? The phone also showed video of Farrago setting the phone up, concealing with talent, aiming it to... Yeah, really bad. Really, really bad. So there's that bit of news. Art and Times of Day Ryan says, I cut down on toy buying as well. It has to be really special these days for me to buy big toys. Yeah, I think as we get older too, The toys that I bought a lot of before, I was like, why did I spend money on this? But there's some certain choice ones that I have that are like still worth it. Mo Big says, if Bancroft was around, I could make a joke that he'll be investing in more big toys now that's no longer working with Rod. Oh boy. It's always these types yelling the loudest with the most to hide. I don't know, yeah. I heard that. Cranberry says, I thought his nickname was Charlie Brown because of the involvement with the Charles Schultz Museum. Oh my gosh. Hold on, let me just move this up here so it doesn't cut into your guys' comments. Yeah, totally creepy. Way sketchy. Rose on Third got back on her keyboard just to say that. Yeah, messed up. This is gross. It's really gross. Snoopy goes poopy. Okay, so there's that bit of news. Let's not linger on that. I will for sure still show that trailer, but it does kind of taint it to me. I don't know. That guy, I think I met him once because he is in the museum sometimes, and he was totally fine. I didn't go to the bathroom around him, but he was a very prominent name for the Cartoon Art Museum, so I have no idea what's going to happen to that place now that he's gone. It's kind of sad. Okay, here's the other news I was going to share with you. This is for you, Mo Biggs. DC Studios and Warner Brothers Animation unveil Absolute Batman is going to be a animated series. Dun dun! Warner Brothers Animation are partnering on a series adaptation of Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta's best-selling DC comic book series, Absolute Batman. I read somewhere, I don't know if it was in this article, Scott Snyder will serve as executive producer, showrunner, artist Dragotta as producer on the animated show. Where did I see? Oh yeah, here. So Sam Register, he's huge. He's one of the cornerstones of Warner Brothers Animation. He's been there forever. Crossed paths with him before, so he was kind of integral with working with Bruce Timm and all that kind of stuff. But so I guess he's on this too, and he says it's a full CG show. It's going to be a whole different tone, a whole different take on Batman as well. Pretty crazy. I'm cautiously intrigued, but I don't know. It could go south really fast. It's a CG show too, so that will be a totally different vibe than most DC Batman animated stuff. Art and Times J. Ryan says, I'm not surprised. It's the only thing selling at DC right now. Yep. They're cashing in all those chips. Yes. He tried to do one of those public apologies, but all I heard was wah, wah, wah. Oh, I get the joke. That's pretty good. I like it. Mo Biggs. To keep in line with the quality of the comic, the animation will run at 3 frames per second. Mo's dream has come true. I think the only thing that could have made it worse is if they made it a manga for Mo Biggs. Absolute Batman. I'm sorry, not a manga. The anime. Like in the Japanese anime style. I think that would have been the topper for Mo Biggs there. They haven't even reached the high point of the Absolute Batman arc, and already they are pulling trigger on an animated series. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens, you know. After I read and reviewed that Youngblood relaunch, Art and Times of J. Ryan says, I can tell you that I get why no one is trying to make a Youngblood show. Is it because of the material, or is it because of Rob? I know he did try and make one, and they did develop one. I don't think it ever saw the light of day, though. I think I could pitch a cool Youngblood show. Maybe I should do that. Rose on Third said, let's go, anime! Let's go. Anyway, those are those bits of newsies that I wanted to share with you. Do I have that sound bit? I do. Yeah. So today, we're going to ink, not to run out of time. If I take a break, the one thing I did think I could talk about, I did pick up one issue this week. It's not worth like stopping stream to talk about. I'm gonna the one book that I picked up this week, I'm gonna loop it into next week when more books will probably come out. Because it can't hold its own by itself. But one thing we can look at if I take breaks during this stream is when I went to one of my comic book stores, Amazing Fantasy, Frank was like, hey, there's a bunch of ash cans that are they're just handing out for free. They usually on a monthly basis, they come out with like the preview magazine for DC, the solicitation magazines, DC, Marvel, sometimes IDW, Dark Horse, all that kind of stuff. So I always love getting those. They're free and you can flip through it and see what's coming up. Nothing super exciting from any of those magazines worth mentioning, but they also sometimes include these ash cans. Sometimes there's a gem in there, so there's a whole bunch. This is the most I've seen come out in 1 week. Sometimes these ash cans are harder to find, but a lot of these titles that I'm looking at right now, these are coming from a company called Ignition Press, and I don't know why, but they are pumping these out just to get their titles known, seen, and they're not superhero books. So we can look through a few of those as we go on today. But let me start getting ready here to continue inking. Absolute Batman is a manga, though. No, it's not. I know it's influenced by a lot of manga things. It's not. Those 6 issues of Youngblood are like reading a recap of a cooler comic that never happened, but Rob is telling you about it as an afterthought. Oh, Rob. Yeah, I think there was a 2-issue. I think it was supposed to be like more of an ongoing thing, but there was like a 2-issue. Only 2 issues came out where Rob hired Alan Moore to write Youngblood. And I have those issues. They were drawn awesome. They were really good. Oh my goodness. Let me see. I know I have them nearby. The artist on them was Steve Skroke. Now that I reorganized everything, don't know where I put them. Did I put them away? I just recently pulled them out because I wanted to reread them. Ah, yeah, here they are. Too many comics. Oops. Have you seen these, Jay? Have you seen these? So Alan Moore was the writer, and Steve Skroke, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, was the artist. Great artist. He drew a limited Gambit series. He drew a series for Wolverine called Blood Debt, which was awesome. And he's most well known, at least for me, as one of the lead storyboard guys on the Matrix movies. And after that, he worked with the Wachowskis on a book called It was like a Frankenstein book-ish, but like old Western action. It was really cool. So yeah, Woo! So yeah, these 2 issues, there was supposed to be a third, and I think it never came out. But they're fun. Really cool. And great versions of Youngblood. If you haven't seen it, Jay Ryan, I'm happy to open it up, but you probably have already seen it. Both are fun sound bits. Oh, the wah-wahs, yeah. Maybe it will be an anime CG series, possibly. Yeah, as long as Rob isn't writing drawing, it's probably good. There's some cool renditions of the characters in there, like Shaft looks amazing in that, and Domino is really cool, and they had a couple other characters. Oh, Suprema. They had this character, this girl. I think Rob designed her, but they made her just cool in this one. Yeah, it's awesome. It's fun. It's a fun little thing. I wish they had kept going with it. But I don't know if Rob disagreed with the direction they were going or what happened. It was a time where he kind of reinvented it a little bit and made Awesome Comics, like its own imprint. Like I Frankenstein? No, it was called... Ah, dang. Doc Frankenstein. So it was kind of this, like... The story was okay, but it was a cool, like, spin on Frankenstein. And they, like, merged him with Western... dystopian kind of world. It was a weird story, but the artwork was awesome in it. Doc Frankenstein. It's kind of around the same time that Jeff Darrow came out with Shaolin Cowboy. Please like the show. Yes, thank you, Rose on Third, for mentioning that. I actually enjoyed Rob on Bad Blood, that Deadpool book. Oh, really? I don't think I've read that one. I think that's the one Shelby worked on, right? Yeah, I haven't read that. Do you have one of those scent water bottles? Me? Like Doc Holliday? Yes. I think that's kind of the vibe they were going for. And the name of the company was like, I think it was like Burly Man Comics or something like that. It was kind of cool. All right, where are we at? Here we are. This is where we got to so far last time I did a stream. And so I always like to give a little quick recap that this is a double page spread here. This Doctor Doom, amazing Doctor Doom image by Jack Kirby. It was a double pager, vertical. I think it was like a poster or something that he designed, or a promo ad. But it was huge. And I penciled it. Did rough pencils on it. And this is what the original looks like, which is awesome. So I'd like to keep it around as a reference as I ink. But I penciled it and then scanned in those pencils, turned them into blue lines, and now I'm inking it on Bristol here. I'm inking it with traditionally inking it with a brush. Winsor Newton Series 7 brush, number 2. Here we go, my weapon of choice. And I'm using Winsor Newton Black Indian ink, which you would hope that if I guess it's not a given, but you would hope that if a company makes ink and a brush, that ink would work well with the brush. And it does. It does in this case. So I do like the consistency of this ink. It's very nice and fluid on the brush. It loads up well on the brush, doesn't get gummed up. And then it dries really nice and flat and matte. It doesn't have that like sticky, glossy feel that sometimes inks do. And so, yeah, been able to get this far so far. And have a little bit more on the top half of this page. I will probably save the lettering till the last. I always like to kind of cap off everything with the lettering if there's any finished lettering or titling on, and I haven't done that much, but in these past master studies. But yeah, I probably will save that to the end. So I've got like these buildings, this top half here of his cape left, part of this tree, and then once we get to the bottom half, oh my gosh, there's actually a lot more to ink on this bottom half. Not only Dr. Doom's legs and all this metal rendering that Kirby does so well, but this guy back here, all these rocks, and this monster of a tree, which took me so long to pencil. It's not even the main thing on this image, but it took me so long to pencil because it's so Kirby'd out, like with these shadows and crazy marks with the flick of a wrist, but it makes it look really cool. It makes it really look like gnarled up and just as dynamic as the figure, I'd argue. So really fun. It'll be fun, but it's going to take a while to get through this. So hopefully we can hit, I feel like I could finish this top page outside of the lettering. I feel like I could finish it today. Not if I keep talking, though. The little opening piece and top of the water bottle look complex. Of my water bottle? Sometimes I don't know if you're talking to me or you're talking to other people. Did Mo really like the manga talk? No. It's a water bottle that releases a scent while you drink. Oh, I haven't seen that. Interesting. I've seen the little like humidifiers that emit a smell when you run them, but I've not seen it when somebody drinks. Imagine if Rocky had gone with Cap instead of Dr. Doom, he'd be finished just in time for USA 250. Yes. Whole lot of line inking. Absolutely. It's a cheap flavored, fake flavored water. It looked great. He's ink and ink and ink. Air up. What does that mean? Air up. Julie, air up. What are you guys talking about? Yes, I'm going to ink. Okay. So let me load up my brush as well as get a few practice swabs in here. I like to keep this little scrap piece of paper nearby in case I need to get some of the ink off my brush, like it's too loaded up, or just practice the line quality, which yeah, I need to get warmed up here. So I made a mistake of putting ink on my brush before the stream started because I was just trying to test something out, and then it dried a little as I was talking to you guys. But sometimes the best lines you get out of your brush is after it's like primed, warmed up a little bit, as opposed to like straight from clean brush. I'm not getting the point I want right now, though. Yeah, I'm not getting the point I want. I need to clean this off. I'm assuming Air Up is the brand of water bottle with... Oh! Air Up. That's a weird name. Like it just shoots smell. I mean, could you do that with like a turkey sandwich? Just like drink water and like shoot the smell of a turkey sandwich into your nose, and you'd be like, "Oh, that was a great meal." I'm also gonna take off this this grip right now. I need to have a little bit more control. There we go. One of the things I'm going to try out, one of the things I bought from Amazon Prime is a different kind of mouse. Right now, I use a trackpad on one of my computers. And as with anything repetitive, you start feeling it in your wrist or your hands when you work too much or use like a mouse or a trackpad or whatever it is if you overuse it. So I'm trying out one of the things I got. What it was on sale is a mouse that's like a vertical mouse. Have you guys seen that? It's like positioned like this as opposed to like this. It's like this. So we'll see how that goes. I've heard good things about it. People say it stresses your wrist less. But I think it's just a matter of like changing up the repetition. Okay, I'm ready now. No trips to San Diego. That gave me an idea, Rocky. You could save shelf room by donating your manga collection to a summer bonfire. It's a pretty well-known company, Air Up. They do a bunch of ads for people who like to be healthy while liking soda and flavored drinks. I remember reading Japan creating a self-heating bento box. It's a great idea for when you're on the go without a reheater, but you will probably get a double dose of melted plastics in every bite. That's true, huh? Okay, let's see. We got some of this. We got a lot to do on this windowsill. So the important thing, for sure, the most important thing with all these brick lines is to make sure I get the curvature somewhat consistent and accurate, or else we're not going to feel the volume of this tower properly. It's going to look flat if I don't get this curve right. Hang on, I hear my cat. One of my cats. Sandwich water is crazy. It's an idea. You know, people are doing crazy things not to lose weight or to not eat. I saw this kind of cool video. I mean, it was pretty cool. It's an AI created video of like a fake influencer. Have you guys seen this? I forgot what it's called. She has a name, but the premise is she's a time traveler who blogs different locations, different points of time. And so this one that I saw was like, she goes back in time to like old England, like with horse-drawn carriages and, you know, the plague and all that. But she goes back and she's like an influencer and a blogger. And so she's, you know, the point of view is like her holding her camera, talking to herself like a selfie, and how she responds to like the world there. And it's crazy. The cool thing about it is like, we complain so much and just about the state of the world and, you know, how bad it is and all this kind of stuff. But then when you see that in context of like what the world was like when in the past, you realize how good we have it, and the things that we complain about are so trivial compared to like how people lived before. So, you know, one of the things is like there's no paved roads during that time period. So she's like walking around in mud, and people are throwing their waste out of the windows, like straight into the street. And can't imagine how many diseases were rampant because of that stuff. It's really cool. It's kind of a cool way of showing what life was like back then, but from in a way that like this generation would relate, I guess. It's too bad Mark isn't here to talk about how he makes sandwich water the old-fashioned way by soaking a sandwich in a gallon of water for 6 weeks. Oh, stop coming in and out. You're driving me crazy. Soup? Isn't that what sandwich water is? I guess so. I guess you could categorize that as soup. It's passive. It just has this scented ring that you have open once you open the bottle and you breathe in while drinking. Much of our taste is actually our smell. Yeah, I get that. If drinking flavored water. Windowsill, apple dumpling, pickle relish. Old school Cinderella godmother. They've got some cool channels. I know Shanthan Jetty, one of my buddies. I know he loves watching. I can't remember what the name of the YouTube channel is, but one of his favorite channels was watching these people like attempt to live, like back in the old colonial times. Oh, what was the name of that channel? But it's filmed really nicely. S20 sandwich water in all your favorite flavors. Plot twist, she actually is a time traveler. That'd be amazing. That would be so cool. It's well done. It's like indistinguishable that it's not real. Really well done. And they do that a lot. I think they did one for, the one I watched was the one for like old England. I think they did one for like Pompeii or something like that. With like the volcano erupting. I don't know if that was the same company. It might be same concept but different. Life sucked back then. At least you could buy a house for a shilling. For a shilling. Yes. I remember what happened when COVID was in full effect. And I think one of the things that I saw some image of in the city in San Francisco of, I can't remember when it was. It was probably like over almost 200 years ago, maybe like 175 years ago or something like that. But the city was dealing with like the Spanish flu. Was it the Spanish flu or Spanish fever? And they had pictures of people, and they had like masks on, and they were outside of the building, like distanced and stuff like that. It was kind of crazy. It was like, whoa, that's exactly what's happening now. Okay, I've got a lot of these. I'm going to rotate my page sideways to do the rest of these, but let me... Whoops. Like, I know I don't have to be so exact with every mark he does, but I kind of want to keep... Like, there's something beautiful about when Kirby chose to draw a brick and didn't. And I'm sure it was just like instinct, right? It wasn't like he was calculative about it, but it's not like he drew every single brick. It would have been almost too much detail. He just hits like indications here and there, a couple areas of detail, and then just like hints at it. But in your mind, you look at it and go, oh yeah, that tower is made out of bricks. So as much as I want to just like rush through this and just like, you know, put down some lines and just call it a day, I kind of want to be a little bit more close to where he chose to put the details and didn't, because I want to stay true to that. Okay. Now I can rotate this. Sandwich water, tell me more. How are you doing, K-pop? Awesome to see you here. Zaid Comics in the house. What's up, Phil? How are you doing? Phil, didn't you just go to weren't you just at Heroes Con? Did you do a rap video or whatever on like your experience at Heroes Con? I have not been to a convention in a long time. I really need to get back to going and attending and just meeting. I think I'm most excited. Before I would go to the cons with all the like hype and the news, to try and meet famous comic artists or whatever. But now I just want to meet like the independents and see what other people are doing. It's such a different time. There was a great podcast recently. The Ink Pulp guys interviewed J. Scott Campbell, and he was just talking about how he's evolved his career and had to really put on like the businessman's hat in promoting himself and just understanding how he's evolved as an artist and what his market is and what's the best way to make money off of his art. And it's really fascinating, and a lot of it or some of it he talks about how he approached cons and how much money he invested in cons and whether they were worth it, and meeting people and shaking hands and signatures and all that. And one of the things I took away from that podcast was he was the subject of commissions came up, and like doing commissions, and how, at least for him, and I can relate to this, it's really hard to do. Your drawing brain as an artist is a very different thing than your socializing brain. And so, but when you're at a con, you kind of have to do both, especially if you're an artist that people are trying to meet. So he always found it hard, like with commissions and stuff, where people would be standing there next to him and they already paid him money to do a commission, like they'd sign up on his list, and he'd have to sit there and like perform and create it in front of their eyes. And he said one of the things that was missing was somebody, like they would love it, you know, they'd be excited about it and it would be great because he's J. Scott Campbell, but one of the things that was missing was when there's this beauty when people see a piece of artwork and they kind of fall in love with it. And he said that is super powerful, because then you're willing to spend anything on that to get, once you fall in love with the artwork, you're willing to kind of spend stupid money to like get your hands on it. As opposed to somebody's like, oh, okay, I'm going to pay you $500 to draw me a picture of Wolverine. Like, okay, and you can do that. But it was a lot more, I guess, not just lucrative, but also like powerful for him to not do commissions on the spot and instead just be drawing there and have people like walk up and see his artwork and like fall in love with it that way. Then they'd pay a lot more money than if they just like commissioned him to do something. So I thought that was cool. And then again, that whole idea of like drawing in front of people, or that drawing brain, is very different than the socializing brain and getting to meet the fans. And so he would not like doing both of them at the same time, or he would just make a point to like not be drawing when he had to meet fans. He'd just be standing there so that he could like engage with them and talk with them, instead of like drawing and then talking while you're drawing. You're kind of not paying attention. Oh, I think I'm gonna use another brush here instead of wasting this brush on filling in that huge black area. But it's kind of like that with streaming, drawing on stream, and people who stream, I know some of you guys stream and draw also, can relate to this. It's a little different, but similar. That's why it's taken me a long time to just get here to be able to do this. Because oftentimes when I'm drawing, I'm not talking to myself. I'm usually listening to music. And I'm not having to like keep up with chat or not keep up with chat. But then it's different because it's somewhat controllable. Like I know we joke about how late I am with chat, but I can control that because it's not like there's somebody here talking back to me to interrupt or to say something that I have to pay attention to. Sometimes I can just zone out. But then you guys are like, he'll never talk to me. He's not going to get this till tomorrow, which is true. But then I also love how you guys can have your own conversations that have nothing to do with what I'm saying. That's the beauty. The beauty. Need to clean that up. All right, so while I'm saying how I can control it, au jus technically is real sandwich water, though it's used as a dip. Oh, I love roast beef dip sandwiches. I just had a good one the other day. It's all about the bread that comes with those too. Hey, Rocky, everyone. Hate being late, but have been busy moving. What's up, Mark's Music Obsession? I don't care that you're late. I'm just glad you're here. Mark's Music Obsession, also not just a subscriber, but a faithful member to my channel. Love this guy. Where are you moving? Are you moving? You're not moving, are you, Mark? I can't imagine you moving from your beautiful home in Florida. But yeah, I'm not normally streaming at this hour, this early of a time. So no worries. I knew it would come as a little bit of a off-scheduled surprise. Once I finish with the ink on this brush, I will go back and color this in with another brush. But let me just use up what's loaded on this brush first. Sometimes the my frugalness or my cheapness, however you want to describe it, directs my creativity. Like, I so admire, one of the streams I love watching is Daniel Warren Johnson has a YouTube channel where he's live streaming his drawing, and it's amazing. And I love watching him work. It's very different from the way I work. He's really messy and just attacks the page. Beautiful energy in his artwork. But I don't think he gives a rip about like, oh, I gotta save the ink on this brush, or he's just like tearing through his supplies. And I think sometimes I get too concerned with the wrong things. I'm so cheap. I'm like, no, I'm gonna get every last bit of ink out of this brush before I start a new thing. And I don't know if that's necessarily the best way to approach an art piece, but hey, it is what it is. I'll probably have to do a little bit of like doctoring here when I start working on the second half of the page to make sure it connects properly, but seeing Vesuvius erupt in Pompeii life would be kind of metal and terrifying. Yes. I think it would be awesome though. You're just in time to give us your recipe for sandwich water. He doesn't even know what you're talking about. Heroes was great. Zaid Comics says, awesome. It sounds like a good con. A rap video? In the medieval times, they believed smell, scent spread disease. So anything they smelled, they assumed was bad for you. Bad air. So they were a lot more clean than you might think. I don't know. I think we're kind of antiseptic now. Not even because of like COVID and all that happened, which the craziest thing I saw a video, somebody posted an old video from the height of COVID, and they had these parents picking up their kids from school. I guess kids were slowly going back to school. It's when, kids started going back to school, and these parents, the news reel was these parents picking up their kids and spraying them spraying them with these bottles of cleaner because somebody was exposed to COVID or something in their class. It was nuts. It looked insane. And it wasn't that long ago. I was like, wow, that was a crazy time. All right. I can feel the ink is ending. But it's actually giving me these cool kind of dry brush strokes here. All right, cool. Now, almost there. Let me get a different brush to fill in this area. That J. Scott interview was great. Yeah, it was a really good one. I love ink pulp. I love, because those guys have so much pull in the industry, they can get great interviews. The fairy godmother I was quoting is from the movie The Glass Slipper. Oh. It's interesting how you mentioned people falling in love with art. Kind of frames Frank Miller's recent work as the... One of the comic book stores I visited yesterday was called Mission Comics. And I just found out that they're opening another branch in the city, which is awesome. You don't hear about comic book stores opening. You hear about them closing these days. So I'm really happy that they're doing that. They're trying to open up a store. I'm not exactly sure where the location is, but it's kind of the owner of Mission Comics is a guy by the name of Leaf. Really nice guy. I guess he grew up in this neighborhood that he's opening up this second branch of his store. And so the idea of seeing a comic book store where he grew up is really exciting to him. But anyway, I went to their store, and sometimes one cool thing that some comic book stores do is they'll organize their shelves based on artists or creators or writers. And so they do that in Mission Comics. They have this one whole shelf dedicated to Frank Miller stuff. And I just went there yesterday and I looked at it and I thought of you guys, you in particular, Mo. I was just like shaking my head because I was like, the amount of work on this shelf and the range and the quality of work on this shelf is unbelievable. All by Frank Miller. So you can't shake me. Comrade Sammy. Okay. I'm sorry. Chat Ninja. Steampunker. Good seeing you here. Please remind me. You say you're in... Whoops. I don't think popcorn's a good thing to eat on stream because I start choking. I'm going to be in full lurk mode this stream. I'm trusting you all to be extra chaotic on my behalf. Before you go, what was the name of that artist that you were telling me way back when in my streams to listen to the music? It was the word rat in it? Can you remind me in the chat if you please? Because what I was going to do is I was going to play music, but not on my computer. I was going to play it out on my speaker and see if I could get away with it. Should I have said that out loud? I shouldn't have said that out loud. Can you tell me what the name of that artist was? People 100% tune out and leave. If you're just working and not talking, you can see it happen in real life. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. There he is. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969.
How do you say monkey in French?
I'm so glad you showed up. Because you mentioned, there it is. You mentioned don't move Mr. Blinky printer light. Mr. Blinky printer light. And I was literally in the middle of moving this printer to this side of the room when you said that. I was like, I just moved it. Mr. Blinky printer light is not leaving my world. He just moved over. Moved next door. So there he is. It's all about the bread. It's also the key to a perfect sandwich water. It's all about the bread. Moving about 50 yards away from that place. What? Are you serious, Mark? Congratulations. Combining forces. Get out of town. Congratulations. What are we supposed to do? Maybe we'll hear more about this later, Mark's Music Obsession. That sounds exciting. 50 yards away. At least it's not a huge move. DWJ is a madman on the canvas, but it works. Yep. He's incredible. He's incredible. No fear. That guy has no fear in the way he draws. I have all the fear. His full name is Daniel Warren Johnson. Is it 2 Warrens? Everybody's saying hello to each other. Less a crazy time, more a crazy government and people. Facts. My new book, Missionary Comics, is more of... I was like, oh. Okay. I get you. I fully agree that there is a massive range in quality in the work of Frank Miller. Boo. Jay, you need a manual for that? Dang. Fat rat. That's it. I knew there was a rat. Okay. We'll see what happens. I think this is I can only experiment with this. I can only experiment with this live. And so I run the risk of getting nailed for this, but we're going to try because I think it's worth trying. Thank you, Fat Rat. That's right. I knew there was a rat. I was like, rat boy, rat city. Okay, the trick is, though, I just have to... What do I gotta do? It's gonna be ads. The trick is... So, my whole point is I want to play some music in the background because I like to listen to music while I draw. Alright, we're just gonna try it. I just hope I don't screw this up. I connect to my speaker. I don't even know what mixes are good. Okay, let's see. We'll see. Will we be figured out? Whoa. This is a little too happy. Jay doesn't need a manual. He's teaching other people what that means. Awesome. Okay, we're trying it out, Steampunker. It's your dream come true here. Jeffrey Beats, what's up? Do I sleep ever?
10% bogan, 50% bogan, 100% bogan.
No, I don't. Jeffrey Beats is asking because last night we were going back and forth on Discord. Discord? What is that? Discord. Oh, what's the placement on that? Let me put this over here. Yeah, we were going back late night on Discord. I was up late, Jeffrey Beats, because I was reorganizing my office. And, yeah, I was just up. I was kind of wired for it. And so that, and I stopped and was reading comics and all that. But we had a nice back and forth last night. Jeffrey Beats all the way on the other side of the world. See, that's the beauty of Discord. There are no time zones. Oh, yeah. I know. Daniel Warren Johnson. Yes. Quick trip to the judiciary and then party. The judiciary. Wow. You can only nuke your channel once. Greetings from an overcast. It's overcast where I am too. Does the Mean Jin have a meeting, Jeffrey Beats? Yes. Jeffrey Beats will give us. He'll tell us. The name means spike in the river. Oh. Cool. New piles. Okay. Oh yeah, what was I going to do? I was going to use a different brush to fill in that. What time is it? 2 o'clock. Okay. We're still okay with time. So a lot of times I see inkers do this, and I understand why. They don't want to like use up the life on their brush, their like expensive brush, filling in areas of black. So I've seen people do this with like cheap brushes, which I'm doing right now. This is only like a $2 brush. It's actually a pretty good $2 brush. Or I've seen some inkers use Q-tips even for like large black shadow areas or whatever. And it makes a lot of sense. You don't want to be using your $30 brush to like just put a bunch when you don't need the finesse. Okay, so this is me being cheap again. I don't want to waste the ink that I just put on this cheap brush, so I'm going to keep inking with the cheaper brush. But this is actually not a bad brush for a $2 brush. It actually gets a decent point. Why is there a spike in a river? What do you mean? Mean Jinay. Mean Jinay. Mean Jinay? What? I'm not picking up on that. Mark's Music Obsession put a link for Fourth Wall. Thank you so much, Mark's Music Obsession. Where's my thing? Over here. Fourth Wall is a site that I have, kind of like Patreon, where you can support me as an artist for a nominal fee per month. One of the things, or the main thing that goes up right now for Fourth Wall members is high-res scans of all these master studies that I've been working on. I am due to put a high-res scan of the pencils of this Kirby piece up. That's on my list of things to do. One thing I haven't done yet is marked it yet with my signature, my red signature chop. So I got to stamp that on those pencils, scan it in, and then I'll post that for Fourth Wall members. But one thing that I do eventually want to just slowly kind of on the cursory building up that fourth wall site, but that will also be a place where I will hopefully sell things like artwork, commissions, originals, whatever. One of the things I want to do after this particular master study is done is I want to start trying out some sketch covers, so that'll probably go up on fourth wall as well once I get there. So pretty exciting stuff. Can't wait to get to try my hand at those. But yeah, right now it's just high-res scans of all the master studies I've done, pencils, inks. Oh my gosh, this Steampunker, this music is going crazy. I feel like I'm in a video game of my life. Okay, I feel like I need to write down all the songs that I listen to, because I gotta put those in the description. This is gonna be a disaster, I think. This music playing thing. I think I just have to accept the world of of drawing in silence when I do it on stream. That's the safest bet. Can you guys even hear that music? I can hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's more for me. I need the music. Oh, I love the way that looks. It's so cool. It's such a cool holster. There's a harbor space and a big curve in the river shaped from above. Oh, cool. Don't even confuse Linz with the concept of a billabong. She can look that up too, Mo. A billabong is a creek. It's also a brand name. Isn't there a brand Billabong? Small water hole. No. You guys. Ay, ay, ay. Somebody better not poison the Billabong. Cranberry says I can't hear much of the music. Interesting to see where Kirby put the larger planes of ink. Thank you for talking about sensible stuff, Jeffrey Beats. Yeah, it's a whole art of where to spot the black areas in an image, and some artists are really, really good at it, and it's all about like balancing the page and not just lighting and I think you just think, oh yeah, we're just going to put black where the shadows are. I mean, sure, that drives some of the decisions, but a lot of the times spotting blacks is more about like just the balance of the page and the balance of the image. Mike Mignola is great at spotting blacks. His whole career, his whole style is based on how good he is at that. All right, looks like I'm finally emptying out this brush. See how nice that ink dries? It's so beautiful. That's one of the things I look at a lot when I see original art in person. I'll like get up really close and just look at like the streaks in the black areas or the white out, or that stuff just gets me so excited. because it reveals process. It's not about perfection. Okay. Back to my Winsor Newton brush. Where should I move on? Should I do this cape or this tower? Let's go to the tower. I can hear the music. What about the water holes? Isn't it sensible? I'm gonna let the chat answer that. See, when there's music, I don't feel like I have to fill the dead air so much. Part of the reason I took off the grip on this brush. I like it. I like how it feels. Definitely doesn't, it helps me not tense up my hand so much, but one of the things I do just kind of subconsciously while I'm inking is I'll like slightly rotate to, like, if you're always inking in this direction, your tip will start bending this way. So I kind of like to rotate it depending on what I'm doing or which direction I'm going. And so I can't really rotate it using this grip because this grip only has one position. It's like molded in a certain way that your hand can be. So you can't really rotate it easily. Please make sure you guys hit that like. I believe we're at 708 subscribers right now, which is awesome. I was looking into, I was like planning out one of the things that members of my channel, they get all the like kind of silly custom emojis that I put in there. You get to use those in the chat. Pig feeder lady, lime jello, all those kind of things. And we had talked about as a chat on one of the previous streams about what the next emoji could be. And so I was plotting that out and I was thinking about it. And then I just saw on my YouTube account that I need to get 2 more subscribers, I think, to be able to add another emoji. So gotta get 2 more people in here to subscribe to this channel, and then we can get an emoji. I think the next emoji is gonna be a coolickle. I think that's where I'm leaning towards. Dang. Let's see. The large areas of black around the belt are great. Also sharp and adds to flavor. Thank you. Streaks and corrections. I love looking at that. Jeffrey Beat says Australia plays soccer in World Cup in about 4 hours. Nice. I honestly have not. I've seen it like bits here and there, but I have not been watching it closely. Did you watch soccer or football? Sorry. Were you a football fan prior to the World Cup, Jeffrey Beats? It seems like most of the world, except America, is. Oh, Timmy Mello, let me know if you're still in the chat. I have some baseball thing I wanted to mention. This should explain everything Linz needs to know. What is it? Why is that not showing on my chat? Oh, it's Billabong. What is this? I don't even know what this is. This is creepy. What is going on? Okay, I gotta watch that on my own. What the heck is going on there? Exactly, Rose on Third. This ink style came from old school Fable books, right? Maybe. Maybe, who knows? I think, prior to superhero comics, we had, there was like newspaper comics that were like focused on horror and romance comics and war, Western. And then a lot of the stylings, like a lot of the lingo in the artwork of superhero comics comes from this guy right here, Jack Kirby. I mean, that's why he's the king. Some of the things he invented. I've said this before, but like we just subconsciously, when somebody gets punched, we subconsciously have that like impact drawing, right? Where it looks like, if you had to describe it to somebody, it's almost like a light spark hits when somebody gets punched. That was, if I'm not mistaken, that was Jack Kirby who kind of made that up. That idea didn't really exist before he did. He kind of used that to create force and impact and excitement in his drawings. And then, of course, the Kirby dots, his energy dots that he drew. Skip all these ads. I'm reading X-Men Outback comic tonight. Will they stop and eat flaming onions? Flaming onions. I don't know. Mo Big says, I only seek to educate and elucidate. Yeah, I looked through that Outback X-Men Outback book, Jeffrey Beats, and I wasn't impressed. The only person who drew that stuff really cool for me was Mark Silvestri. That was like the coolest thing. Like, he made Australia awesome, and the character Gateway was awesome. Yeah, there's something about the overall look and style of those X books that is just not getting me at all. Any of the X titles that are coming out, all the artists, I'm just like, I'm not into this. Jeffrey Beats says, I'm on a packed train on the way to work. I can't test out Mo's link. Yeah, be careful there. Cranberry Ranger says, new emoji. Coolickle nice. Mark's Music Obsession approves. Yeah, that's the one I'm leaning towards. I just got to get couple more subscribers, and then we can go for it. Mo Biggs' link about Billabongs is crazy. I don't even know what that's from. It looks like it's from a TV show or something. It's on. You notice it's on mute. Mute, and I don't switch over the screen. I'm just gun shy of YouTube's algorithm. I've been slammed enough. Just for stupid things that how do people watch trailers on their sites, on their streams? I don't get that at all, how people can watch trailers and not have issues. And yet I do, even if it's like obscure stuff. If anybody has insight, let me know. I thought that was a song. That was an ad. That was a jammin' ad. I'm still here, kind of, though I may run in the next few as I get a few things to get ready. No problem, Timmy Mello. Thanks for being here. I'm an average fan of soccer. Every World Cup I get behind Australia. This year I'm also going for Japan, as the women that sell me coffee are Japanese. All right. Nice. It's just the intro of Alexander Bunyip's Billabong. Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks crazy. Which, it definitely looks dated and from a long time ago, which I think some of the best kids shows were older shows. They were just crazy, trippy. I remember the first time I showed one of my kids the Pee Wee Herman show. And I guess because I grew up with it, I was probably a little older when it first came out. Like, I love that show, but I remember the look of my daughter when I showed it to her face, and I don't know how old she was. She was really young, but she was like, what am I watching? This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. And it is. It's bonkers, that show. But that's what made it good. Cool. It's another black area I can finish up with another brush. There we go. Second roof. Bunyips are real, Mo. No joke, they were leftover dinosaurs. What? Like a plesiosaur? When OG Aboriginals came over to Australia, they had a raft of leftover dinosaurs. What are you talking about, Jeffrey Beats? What kind of history books are we talking about here? Gateway is awesome. Yeah, he was a cool character. I'd argue only when Silvestri was doing him. Dazzler is cool. In this new book, she was amazing with Silvestri. Do you remember in Fall of the Mutants where she had Destiny's mask attached to her face? That was incredible. That was such an incredible storyline. Cranberry Landers heard of the Flaming Carrot. Yes. Just as I'm about to step out, the storm hits our area. Oh boy, stay safe. There was a couple there was a earthquake that hit, I don't know, I guess not far from where I am. And everybody was texting me like, did you feel it? I'm like, I didn't feel anything. Nobody I knew felt anything. It was more in the news than it was with people that I know that live here. A lot of people are freaked out about living in San Francisco, living in the Bay Area because of all the earthquake stuff. And granted, it's real. I mean, I have friends and family who lived through the earthquake in the 80s, which was horrific. But as long as I've been here, and it's been well over 25 plus years, we've never had a major earthquake. We've had some big shakes, but nothing. Watch, I'll say that and it's going to hit. I'm going to die. That's just my luck. It's been great knowing you guys. Stomach's growling. Told you guys I skipped breakfast and lunch so far, just so I could do this stream. I keep my trolling confined to the chat, not sending people on wild goose chases. Yeah, Pee-wee's Playhouse. Classic. It's amazing. I wish they'd come out with a... They had a documentary on Paul Rubens, which was awesome. I can't remember what it was called. It came out maybe about a year ago, 2 years ago. But they go in depth on like him creating the character Pee Wee Herman and also like the success of Pee Wee's Playhouse. Really highly recommend that. But I'm still waiting for them to come out with like a good art book on all the craftsmanship that went into that show, because it was amazing. There's like puppets, there was stop motion animation, there was character designs, there was set designs, makeup. I've had those where I'm listening to an ad and I'm like, that's a pretty good tune. Oh, it's an ad bummer. Did you watch Pee-wee on Saturday mornings? I did. Yes. Yes. I always see it advertised in comics. Pee-wee's Playhouse? My serious actor Lawrence Fishburne. Yes. He was amazing in that. And I never put two and two together until much later. That was one of his first kind of breakout roles, actually. Do you remember, like, Jambi, the genie, and the secret word? They did a stage revival of that recently in LA. Not recently, but before Paul Rubens died. It might have started off as a stage thing, actually. I think it was, because he was in some sort of like improv troupe. And that character, those characters that kind of came out of that group. And they'd have a show, and then it eventually turned into a Saturday morning kids show. But it was really subversive and interactive with the audience. Skip. Actually, this branch happened faster than I was thinking. That's pretty awesome. I read this cool article. Chris Samney, who's the artist, really fantastic artist. He had a great run on Daredevil, on Black Widow, and then I guess most recently, what I've shown here on stream that you guys saw of Chris Samney's, he did that Batman and Robin Year One series, Origin series or whatever. So he's working on a new Batman and Robin series. I think it's called Dynamic Duo, I think. Anyway, Chris Samney has an awesome style. Very like Alex Toth inspired, classic, graphic, beautiful ink work on his style. Really somebody who spots blacks, you know, the black areas in his drawings really incredibly, like we were just talking about earlier. One thing I just read about him, an article that he was interviewed, was his penciling stage is pretty much just like rough layouts blown up and somewhat figured out, but not even this tight for like a penciling stage, like this tight. It's like really loose, because he said he hates wasting his time on like tight pencils. He just loves to go straight to inks. So it's like, if you can imagine, way looser, just blocking shapes. Actually, I'll pull out an example of where I read it, and you guys can see. But all of his figuring out and tightening up happens in this inking phase, like what I'm doing right now, which is insane. Like, that's somebody who has a lot of confidence in how they ink. But it makes sense, too. It's like he feels like it takes away so much of the life of the drawing if you keep overdoing it and tightening at every phase. And I can totally see that. That's why it's cool when you find an artist who does the whole shebang themselves, like pencils and inks themselves, which is what Chris Samney does. But if you are a penciler and you don't know who's going to ink your work on any given week, then of course you're going to try and pencil it a little tighter. It's definitely an ad. That's a cool looking branch. Later, everyone. I'll catch the rest of the stream on the recap, assuming we make it past this hailstorm. Take care, Timmy Mello. Stay safe. Thank you for stopping in. I haven't watched any of that. Yeah, that it's crazy. Yes. Oh, really? Can you get the DVDs, Jeffrey Beats? If you can, recommend it. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere. I'm not sure. It's awesome. It's it's not like anything else you've seen. Yeah. True. I do need to finish this inking. Wouldn't that be horrible if I was like inking this and an earthquake happened? No, but like that would be horrible. Oh, shoot. Timmy Mello just left and I was asking if he was here. You guys, remind me next stream that Timmy Mello's here to tell him baseball information. A special baseball interaction I experienced. Okay, I think I'm almost out of ink here with this guy on this brush. This area and then this. I think I can finish this. What time are we at? Close. I gotta start moving a little faster. You don't sleep and you skip meals. Go eat. Inks can wait. That was your stomach. I thought it was one of the naughty felines. I'll find a link about bunyips and post on it. Okay, please do. I believe Leviathan are real, Mo. Nice. The Groundlings? Yes. That was the improv group that Paul Rubens was a part of. Jeffrey Beats says, gotta bounce later, gang. Work's needy. All right. Have a good day at work. Hopefully I don't die before I see you next time. Great inks, Rocky. Go eat and sleep. I like the branch. Thanks, Cranberry. Branchberry Langers. I thought people mostly stayed away from San Diego because of the poop and needles in the streets. Didn't even think of the earthquakes. You mean San Francisco? I don't know. Does San Diego have earthquakes? They must, right? What am I doing? Oh yeah, more ink. I need to stop eating this popcorn. Sorry, I feel like I need to set up my camera to be a little bit more... Hold on, I'm going to stop talking for a second here just so I can get these lines straight. this kind of like texture work is where a brush really shines. Because just with like a little bit of pressure, I can make it thicker, thinner. Oh yeah. I'm actually kind of playing out how I was thinking at the beginning of this stream about this brush. Like when I first started, I wasn't totally feeling the how the line was coming out, but now that it's been kind of primed over using it for the last hour or so, it's feeling really nice now. And what I mean by that is like I feel like I can control that point a lot easier. Control the pressure. Just takes a little while for the brush to get warmed up. Okay, looks like I'm done with that, other than filling in this black area. That's cool. I'll save some of these. Well, I guess. Some of these branches, I'll have to like reverse them out of the black here, so I'll probably save those till later. Okay, we got this side. This building is, this tower is done. That tower's done. We have the moon here. We got this cape and this tower here, and then we'll be done. Goodness, do I have time? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Discord for baseball info? Tell us here and then clip it from there. I'll save it for when I tell him. Citizen Rowan's here. What's up? Looking good. Don't screw it up. Thank you. I hope I don't. Fine lines, that's right. It's all about the fine lines. Fine. We were talking about how do you categorize it? Like youth expressions. All the youth expressions these days, which is, I don't know, they're crazy, right? You know you're getting old when you're like, oh, that sounds so stupid. But then it made me remember the youth expressions that we had growing up. Just as stupid. Oops. I remember using fine quite a bit in my youth. Fine. I'm sure if I met myself as a youth, I would be annoying the crap out of myself. New weird snack, pork skin dipped in hazelnut spread. That is weird. Is it pork? Are you talking about like pork rinds? Which are yummy. But hazelnut spread? I could see that salty sweet combo being kind of good. Like Nutella? I try to stay away from the pork rinds as much as possible. It's so good though. For Father's Day, my family took me out to this. We hadn't been to this restaurant before. It was a fusion Thai, like Western fusion Thai place. And they had this pork belly dish in it that was so good. But it was like sinful, the amount of melt in your mouth fat was in it. But I was like, you only live once. Oops. That was definitely an ad. Steampunker, I don't know if you're still there, but Fat Rat definitely has this like video gamey quality to his music, to some of his music. It's like the synthiness of it. Whew. Okay, this is way thicker on the outside here. Okay, that cape's done. Awesome. That's looking great, guys. Then I just got this tower and we'll be done with the first half, or first top half. Pork rinds are good for you, though. Really? So I'm guessing that's a yes. Rose on third. Pork rinds with hazelnut. I could see myself trying that. Not a combo. It's like in the category of like Cheetos and peanut butter. I didn't like the slang of my day mostly because I thought it was stupid. Mark's Music Obsession gifted thumbs up. Nice. Thank you, Mark's Music Obsession. I have no idea what those jewels are, but I think I get money for them because this channel's monetized, which is awesome. So my cursory exploration of what those meant, I think it's like a fraction of the cost of, like it's like pennies to the dollar kind of thing, but still, I'll take it as long as it's not charging you guys accidentally for it. If it's just YouTube wanting engagement and they're rewarding engagement, then bring it on. Bring on the weird jewels. Yeah, I'm feeling it on this brush right now. It's killing. It's awesome. Okay. Pork rinds are good for you. Pork rinds stew healthy fats, low calorie, and big flavor. They are not healthy for you. And those two, the word pork rinds and healthy cannot be in the same sentence. That's not grammatically correct. It's a, what do they call it? Oxymoron. Is that what an oxymoron is? I don't think that's what an oxymoron is. I think they negate each other out in the balance of the universe. Pork rinds and health. Okay. This is where those brush exercises come into play. Drawing semi-parallel lines, consistent, keeping the line quality consistent and the distance between the lines consistent. To the tower! No carbs. If you soak them in Kool-Aid for 7 weeks, they become cool rinds. Oh my gosh. You're starting a new trend. Skip. They're also cheap. They contain high levels of essential pork rind. Antithetical? Antithesis, I think that word could work too. Just two opposite things. I guess that's right. Antithetical, because it's like the antithesis speech, man, of one another. I guess that could work. Polar opposites. God, I just should have done that circle with a ink pen, but it's okay. All right. There we go. The top half of Latvia. Pork rinds are more healthy than chips? You gotta be kidding me. I'm gonna have to cross-reference that with my saturated fat. Looking at the saturated fat contained in pork rinds versus chips. Because that sounds crazy to me that pork rinds are healthier for you than chips. I guess it depends on which chips, but like, does it really depend on which pork rinds? I think pork rinds are pork rinds, right? I'm just going back and thickening up a few lines here and there. But I think we got it all. Oh. Missed this. know what I'm gonna... yeah, I'll wait till I get the letters in there before I do the moon. I was about to say I'm gonna freehand the moon right now to end this, but I'm gonna stay safe. All right, cool. There we go. I'm super hungry now. Now we're talking about pork rinds and hazelnut dip. They're healthier than chips and empty of carbohydrates. I can't believe Lindsay has seen dill pork rinds before she has seen the clip I linked to. I think I've seen dill. I think I've seen those too. I bet you those are pretty good. We would, when I was a kid, we would dip pork rinds into like vinegar. So I can see that dill flavor being a really good combo. That's exactly what antithetical means, Rocky, being in direct and unequivocal opposition. Yes, you are right. Don't judge a superbook by its cover. Excellent work, Rocky. I can't remember else when I've seen such fine inking. Oh, I like what you did there. Noah? Congrats, Rocky, and they are healthier than chips. No joke. If it says passion or message, I judge it. Rocky not believing us feels like me not trusting Mo's link. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. Didn't screw it up. That's right. Crisis averted. Eating goldfish. Looking great. I'd argue I'll leave you guys with this poll while I close this out. Start a poll. We'll end this on a fun little poll. What's better? Better snack? Question mark. Goldfish or Cheez-Its? Okay, I can stop this fat rat. There it is. Poll going. Tell me what you think is better, Goldfish or Cheez-Its. I would vote Cheez-Its. I'm not a big fan of Goldfish. There's like a weird taste to Goldfish that I don't really like. But Cheez-Its, I can eat Cheez-Its all day, all night. Goldfish is winning 5 votes. 60% Goldfish. I know that Cran voted for Goldfish. Thank you, Rose, on third. I think when Rocky said the video was creepy, he gave people the wrong idea. Sorry. Looks awesome, Rocky. Nice work. Looking great. Thank you, guys. I spent most of the stream seeing if I could recognize any of the Fat Rat songs. Could you? You like them both? You guys are, like, indecisive. We're leaning too much into this Thai stuff, guys. I have been working on... This could probably ruin my channel. Probably ruin my channel. Should I say anything? I'm working on a poll killer right now. So we'll see if that gets implemented. I'm sorry, not a poll killer, a Thai killer. We'll see if that gets implemented. I was just playing around with some ideas last week. So, but yeah, you guys are leaning into this like Thai. Do you get indecisive ties? Let's be decisive. Cheez-Its, Goldfish. If you had to eat one before the end of the world, before the earthquake came and swallowed you up in the ground, Cheez-Its or Goldfish. Goldfish because they're shaped like goldfish, which is kind of weird when you think about it. Like eating fish like that? I don't know. Thank you. Thank you, Steampunker. I knew I could count on you. Cranberry says, I like goldfish more, but Cheez-Its are healthier, I think. I'm not going to even talk about the health. Whoever votes goldfish is wrong. Here we go. Fighting words. Absolutely will not tell my vote. Mark's music obsession. He had a hard time with the vote. See, it's for people like Mark that I'm building this tie killer. So we'll see. I mean, it's nothing special, but I'm going to make a thing about it. Do you know they're made from real cheese, even though they look like fishies? The snack that smiles back, goldfish? It doesn't taste anything like real cheese. Cheez-Its at least have a cheesy flavor to them. Goldfish taste just odd. I don't know. I've never liked them. A few, but it's kind of hard to hear the music. Okay, that's okay. Hopefully it's hard for YouTube to hear it too. I'll go back and watch the stream and see how it goes. Tie killer. That's right. Fourth wall members get to break ties as a bonus. I might have to implement that, Mark's music obsession. You've been shouting that the whole time. And I might have to do that. It's getting out of hand, folks. This tie business, it's getting out of hand. But it might be the only fun part of my stream, so that's why I'm saying I might ruin my channel by doing this. Tying the poles was fun while it lasted, folks. Michael Bancroft says I've never had either, which is a tie. That's an indirect tie, Michael Bancroft. I see what you're doing there.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
How you doing, Bancroft? Good seeing you. I was at his last, I think it was the last art share. I was able to watch it, and it was really funny. People were hating on, Mo Biggs included, hating on the absolute Batman image that he posted there. I was the only one, I think. I don't think I was the only one defending it, but I tried to voice it. Does it include not changing the... I haven't changed my thumbnail in a few weeks now, Rose on Third. I don't know if you noticed that. It's because we've had so many ties. Definitely goldfish then. Let's see, where are we at? Six votes, 67% goldfish, 33% Cheez-Its. We lost. I didn't get to vote, but we lost. Comrade Sammy. I'm sorry, Steam Bunker. We lost. I mean, there's a reason why they're like the #1 kid snack or whatever it is. There's always goldfish at every like kids event. I don't want to hear eating fish is weird from the likes of Rocky. True. I think it was a Mannix episode where a guy killed women with ties. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what that is, but that sounds horrible. Cheez-Its are stronger, made from literal baked cheese and crispy squares. White cheddar Cheez-Its have MSG? Do they really? I love white cheddar Cheez-Its. If people hate ties so much, we can just stop voting at all. That wouldn't be fun. Don't do that. Goldfish have a hint of cheese, but are mostly bread crackers that are fish shape. Yeah. I like most of the absolute art, but almost everyone else hates it. Everyone but the millions that are buying it and going crazy for it in comic shops. So I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I may not like Absolute Batman, but what I respect about it is not... All right, you guys. This was fun. I'm glad I was able to do it. And I'm glad you guys were able to join me. I'm not able to give any... I would do membership gifting, but it's not July yet. Soon, Mo Biggs. We'll try again in 5-6 days. But glad I was able to do this. Glad I was able to hang out with you guys. I do got to run. I got to eat something other than popcorn. But yeah, this is kind of part of the new setup. You guys come join me in my next stream. My Wednesday comic stream, which I think will happen before another drawing stream. Come join me and see the new digs on the other side of my office. and see what you think. Maybe we'll take a poll, huh? Whether you guys like it or not. I like it. It gives me a lot more space for my comics. So anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hello, Cheery Dart. What is up? Who's Cheery Dart? What's up? That's a Happy Tree Friends logo, though, or profile. So welcome, Cheery Dart. How are you doing? Glad to see you. We're about to close up here, but I hope to see you again soon. I definitely want to see that profile. Oh, it's coming from X, too. Check this out, guys. See the little icon for X at the bottom? This Cheery Dart is from X. Nice. Glad to see you from X, Cheery Dart. Awesome. Cranberry Landers just gifted a membership. To who? Cat Com Crypto Art. Cranberry tried. Wait, I just lost my windows of stuff. Hang on. Nobody go. Where is my stuff? Sound levels? Why did all those things close? Scenes. Okay, thank you, Cranberry, for that gifted membership. This one's for you. We tried. We're always trying for you, Mo Biggs. We love that you're here. And dagnammit, I don't know what we're going to do when you get a membership. It's going to be a party. Can't wait. Have a great rest of your Thursday, guys. A great rest of your week if I don't see you before the end of this week. And again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Love the company. Hopefully we didn't get struck with all that Fat Rat music. We'll see. I'll let you guys know. And I will catch you soon. All right. Take care. Cranberry Landers was first in chat. See you guys later.